Alright, hello, here we go again. I guess I need to put some more shit out. After I got shot in the head, had my head cut off, the crown was put on me and something else. I ended up smoking almost immediately because I thought about Tupac and all that shit. So maybe the avenue is to just only care about yourself. But, I mean, the world is full of people who are trying to help each other. So if you're that selfish that you only care about yourself, you're actually doing wrong. And if you do care other people, you're still doing wrong, because nothing you do is worth is any good in my eyes, because your greatest offering is like dirty cloth to me. Now here's something that's tripping me out about Christianity. Now all religions are man-made or something like that. They're written by men, they're interpreted by men, and they're governed by men in a way. So here's a way of looking at one of the things that's pissing me the fuck off. Slavery was justified by the fact that I guess David slew Goliath, and the Palestinians went into slavery to serve the Jews who were in slavery in Egypt. So slavery is a thing that apparently is something that is supposed to be okay. And if you can get slaves to work for free, then you got free labor, and that free labor can actually be turned into some sort of profit. I mean, if it's food, if it's timber, prostitution, you know, somebody will sacrifice their lives to try to defend you, you know, train them to be dogs or guard dogs or whatever. But one of the things that tripped me the fuck out is the Song of Solomon, where the king or the Lord comes, and the woman who's been working out in the field says, "Forgive me, my skin is dark because I've been working out in the field." Now, you could say that's somebody who's tan, who's not white. But if you really look at it, they saying white people rule the world. And apparently King James was a white man, or some shit like that. And right after they nailed Jesus' ass to the cross, he was made their God, or he was made Israel's God. Now, if you look nowadays, a lot of people are saying that that Jesus is God or some shit like that, or he's not God. I mean, he himself says, as the Father, as you see me, you see the Father. Now, I mean, that could reflect the fact that the Spirit of the Father is with him. That could reflect the fact that he has enough faith to try to convey the idea that he knows that there's something with him that's helping him. You know, he died, or he fell down in the desert after 40 days and 40 nights. Even if it's grandiose speech where they're exaggerating the shit, I mean, still, he got nailed to the cross at the end of it. And he was performing miracles as is written in the Bible. But it's funny as hell that the Song of Solomon, before he showed up, the Song of Solomon is justified in the fact that there's a dark girl. Now, think about the Bible. The Bible's talking about the romance between a man and a woman, or a male and a female. And she's working in the field. And this guy who's fair skinned shows up, and she feels sorry or ashamed for the fact that her skin is dark because she's out in the field working. Now, a slave picking cotton is a person out there working in the field. And if it's your daughter and you're a male, that's the romance between God or the Lord and your daughter. I mean, you ain't got shit to do with it. The fact that it is from your loins has nothing to do with it. But there's a romance that, you know, you being a cool guy and all that other shit, I get to have sex with your daughter or whatever it is, and then when you die, you hope that you get into heaven because you just gave an offering of your daughter. Now, your daughter being sincere, or whatever the fuck it is, then you know, you looking at her when she's in the ground, and you just wonder what the fuck going on. As far as I'm concerned, there's a lot of mental manipulation. Now, I know there's something out there. I know there's something a lot more than what we know. Because, I mean, they got spaceships up there. They got aliens or technology that can stop time. They got shit that can drive you mad. I mean, you got people up in the insane asylum that hear voices. I mean, you got a passage in the Bible about a guy who horse saw an angel on the road, and he didn't want to go any further. And the guy is beating the shit out of the horse. And the horse is like, "Can you stop? Because there's an angel on the road." I mean, so there's technology involved. There's an ability to understand all sorts of languages. I mean, me saying this shit is probably like some sort of blasphemy, some sort of sacrilegious, some sort of, I don't know, some sort of evil thing. I don't know. But apparently this is the reason a lot of people die. So that the information can be put out. Now, it can be manipulated, it can be changed. But if you really look at it, nothing's changed in I don't know how long. I mean, men or males are looking for females. Females are looking for males. They've had prostitution back then. So you don't know how far back prostitution goes. They've had poverty. They've had rape. And rape is in the Bible. They've had incest. Incest is in the Bible. They had murder. Murder's in the Bible. And it's just this big-ass grandiose story about all the shit that can happen, but you're supposed to gain wisdom from it. Now, when you get raped, murdered, and all this other shit, the justification is that you read it. And you should know better. Or that's the reason they said Jesus was there to save you from your sins or some shit like that. Now, you listening and you trusting since birth on things that, I mean, could be trying to manipulate you, could be trying to either gain something, maybe money, maybe your soul, maybe your deliverance, maybe some sort of satisfaction from doing good work. Who knows? I mean, the motive is never clear, but at the same time, you have to utterly depend on it. I mean, we got a lot of people out here talking spiritual shit, who's getting messages from their ancestors. You're not supposed to talk to your ancestors. You're not supposed to deal with divinators. You're not supposed to deal with cults. And if you look at it, church is a cult. And if you really look at it in that way, it says I want you to be ignorant if you don't join or do any of those things. But if you do those things, you could actually be an inside group of some shit that's considered forbidden. And if it's forbidden and it's taboo and you just doing it, you could be delivered. Who knows what the fuck going on? But I do know if you're personally selected or chosen, you could actually do well. And you could actually be delivered. But at the same time, how did Moses lose his salvation? Or how did he die on the mountain and not get into the promised land? And the promised land was just another piece of dirt on earth. And you have no idea how populated the world was back then. And they walked around for 40 days, 40 nights complaining. So they walked around 40 years afterwards because they would have lived from Egypt and basically just to get rid of the generation that was complaining. So the new generation wouldn't have anything to complain about. I mean, there's a whole bunch of schemes, whole bunch of weirdness. I mean, you really think about it, those who are actually doing really well in the world are the ones who probably have taken that into account and somehow are able to use it. Because you could be completely ignorant and be a millionaire. So I don't know how that works. You got a whole bunch of contradicting shit. From the flood to the giants, Nephilim exists, to bringing people back from the dead. You have a whole bunch of shit. Hidden manna, you're able to drink the living waters. You're actually living waters in the book of Revelation. I mean, I'm just saying shit randomly, so it's like going back and forth in the Bible, but it really is offensive that the Song of Solomon, or whatever it was, where the Lord came and he's like, come to me, sweet bride, and she's like, Lord, forgive me, because I've been working in the field and my skin is dark. And they talking about running or walking under the wine grapes, the grape press, the wine press, shredding the wine press, and somehow, that's justifying blacks need to be ignorant. We don't even have our own religion. I mean, the religion we had up in Africa, we don't know anything about. It could have been based on the Bible or pre-Bible or something like that before Jesus. It could be, but since we're about 2,000 years out of date and out of context and out of, exposure to what they were exposed to, is you're just guessing. You're just doing a whole bunch of guessing. They manipulated, changed the Bible from, it used to be like, thou, therefore, and all this other shit. And somehow it changed it so that it's more modern, so it's easy to read. And if you got somebody who goes from one language, like Japanese, to English, it's up to them to determine how they want to put out the words that the person said. And you can say fish, or you can say trout, and somehow they end up with the word fish, which is completely different with what you said, but it's close enough to get the point across, I guess. There's a whole bunch of craziness. And that's how you could be being deceived because they're changing the word. I don't know. But it's been 2,000 years since he died. He's still alive. And somehow, I don't even know how to